and welcome to another episode of the Verde Valley Experience. Thank you so much for joining us, and happy holidays to you. Winter is in full swing now. We had some snow. Everything is decorated for Christmas. It's my favorite time of year. Of course, I know I say that every time of year, but really it is. It's one of my favorite times of year in the Verde Valley. Of course, we have a great show for you today. Up first with us today is Lauren Haggerty from she is the Northern Arizona Membership Coordinator for Local First Arizona. Now, this holiday season, Americans are expected to spend $650 billion, not even million, but $1 billion on gifts and food and celebration. Now, considering the effects of this spending on the local economy and the community, Local First Arizona is reminding us Arizonans about the impact they can make through Buy Local Month, the LFA's annual holiday campaign, which is running now through January 1st. Through the campaign, Lauren aims to inform us about the impact of holiday spending and encourage us to support our local businesses, our lovely friends and neighbors. Then we'll be joined by Keegan Moorcroft, Public Relations Director from the Sedona Chamber of Commerce, and David Keeber, Assistant Race Director, to talk about the upcoming Sedona Marathon, which is happening on February 7th this year. Now, the course will take participants through the scenic Coconino National Forest District and into the streets of one of the most beautiful cities in the country, the city that has been most recently named by Good Morning America as one of the top 10 most beautiful places in America. I think you know what I'm talking about, Sedona, of course. Keegan and David will have all the info you need to participate by running, volunteering, sponsoring, and just a few, so stick around. Then we'll have our financial review segment with Jim Hostler. He's a mortgage advisor and reverse mortgage specialist with Finance of America Mortgage. Jim will be here to discuss the fiscal responsibility for the new year, some good practices for you to have, and reverse mortgages. I reversed that. How did I do that? Which, if you're 65 or over, could mean you're sitting on a gold mine in your home equity. So that'll be a very interesting conversation. Next, we'll go on location in Cornville for our encore visit of Running W Wildlife Center. Founded in 2001 by Wes Harvey and his son Billy, it's home to various native and non-native species of animals and provides home for rescued and injured and dislocated native birds and small mammals. The facility provides an environmental and educational platform for schools and for small tours. But the main goal is to create a living classroom that covers the environmental sciences as well as stewardship. And since his father's passing, Billy Harvey has been running the Runnin W single-handedly, and he deserves a standing ovation. And of course, Running W is worth a second look, so you'll want to check that out. And we'll close out our show today with a visit from the Verde Valley Voices. Yes, the VVV on the VVE. It is the holidays. We do this every year. They will be performing some of our holiday favorites and tell us all about their upcoming Christmas concert, which is going to be happening on December 18th. So stick around. You can have some holiday cheer with us today on the Verde Valley Experience. So we're going to get started. We have Lauren Haggerty, the Northern Arizona Membership Coordinator for Local First Arizona, with us. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
I love what you're doing. As a local business owner, Local First Arizona is a wonderful organization whose time has come. Thank goodness for that. You know, of course, everybody has to do some online shopping or something, because maybe there's something you can't find. But how boring is it to sit at the computer and do all your shopping? Go out, have fun. I went with my mother the other day shopping, and it was great. And we got to see all of our friends at our local businesses. It's the way to go.
It's part of the whole experience of shopping for the holidays, is the whole local experience.
Absolutely.
And we're not expecting everyone to spend completely in locally owned stores, but just knowing the impact of what your dollar has when you spend locally is what we're trying to do in this celebration of our locally owned businesses.
Absolutely. Spending money locally, more money stays here.
Right. 4 times more money stays in your local economy when you spend at a locally owned business. So as opposed to a big chain or any online store that you would purchase goods at.
Right. Then your money just goes and leaves.
Exactly. So to foster a better economy for our small rural towns, we need to spend more money in our locally owned businesses.
Now, tell us how Local First Arizona works.
So Local First Arizona, it's a nonprofit organization that spans the whole state. So I'm part of the Northern Arizona team. So I live here in Cottonwood, and we also have an office in Flagstaff. And what we do is we try to connect with all the locally owned businesses as a resource for them. We advocate for them when policy is being made so that policy can favor small businesses as well as big businesses. And then on the other side, we're just trying to educate on the importance of shopping locally when you can. So shop locally first when you can. So that's been a lot of community outreach, just getting to know the different communities in northern Arizona, and just spreading some education around.
Sure, that definitely helps. Now, right now we're doing Buy Local Month, which has been running. It started November 25th. It runs through January 1st. Talk about that campaign.
Sure, so that's our annual holiday campaign, and it's a month-long celebration of our local businesses, and it's trying to go beyond just the Small Business Saturday tradition that we have in America. And we have a great website up that highlights local deals and events throughout the state, and it's organized by region. So you can go on to localfirstaz.com/buylocal. And on there's a whole events calendar of all the events happening, holiday themed events in northern Arizona, some great gift baskets and discounts from our locally owned stores. There's also a directory on that website that has over 3,000 locally owned businesses in Arizona that you can search by any keyword or any type of product that you're looking for.
Wow, that's very cool. That's very cool. It makes it certainly easy. If you're addicted to online shopping, you can online shop and stay local.
There you go.
That's awesome.
Try to make it convenient.
Really? And I love that you've thrown in the holiday events.
Yeah, I think they're so important. Your community events go just hand in hand with the shopping locally. You're supporting your community by being there and participating in an event with all your friends and family. So.
Very good. Now, you are the membership coordinator. So who are the members and how does that work?
So we have a business coalition. We're the world's largest local business coalition. So our members are the businesses that have joined our movement. We have over 3,000 of them right now. So the business coalition side is just reaching out and making sure that I'm helping them with any resources that they need, any advocacy that they need. And then we also have a localist program where anybody that's not a local business owner can join our movement as a localist. And what that is a $20 membership for a full year, saying that you support our movement and you get discounts to locally owned openings of restaurants and cool events each month. So
wow, well worth it.
Yeah, so there's two different membership
things. Interesting. So as far as a business being a member, and how does that work for them? How does that benefit them?
Sure. So beyond just the advocacy part and being part of this movement, you get put on our directory. So our directory is searched 60,000 times a month. And so that's great exposure. You just type in a keyword and your business will come up. We also host monthly mixers. It's a networking event to try to connect local businesses to work with each other. And those are throughout northern Arizona. So our next one is going to be January 17th in Flagstaff. And our information is on the website for that.
Absolutely. Great website, localfirstaz.com. Very simple, very easy, and lists of all kinds of things and gets you into shopping and a list of all the wonderful people in town who are memberships associated with that. But supporting your town is so important. It really is. And you know what I'm finding now, since there has been so much competition with the online shopping and stuff, it's no longer that you have to go online to find a good deal. You don't.
Right, that's a common misconception. A lot of our local businesses have great offers that they're putting together. There's great gift baskets too. Chateau Tumbleweed up in Clarkdale has an amazing little gift basket that they put on. It's just different. You just have to know where to look.
For sure. List a couple of your local favorites that you like to go shopping at.
I love to go to Flagstaff. There's a bunch of really great shops in there.
True.
The Desert Dancer here in Cottonwood is great. They have you can make your own scent. I had no idea. That's amazing. The Mug Company here in Cottonwood, you can customize your own mugs. There's also a great little rock place in Old Town Main Street, and they have great jewelry that you can make, which is unlike anything I can find in a store. So just exploring and seeing all the different new places. And
it's not from a box store.
Right.
Anybody can go buy something from a box store. And they go, oh, great, thanks, and goes in the closet. But something more creative, something you had to look for, something you put some thought into, you thought before you bought, when it comes to And then, of course, your money is going to make the community a better place. Absolutely. Supporting the mom and pops, and then in turn supports the schools through their taxes, and of course the parks and the recreation. And it just all goes hand in hand. One big happy family.
Exactly. And you know, even for the gift card shoppers, a lot of the locally owned businesses have gift cards as well. So instead of going to get a chain coffee gift card, a lot of our coffee stores have gift cards that are equally as beneficial.
I don't know a single business in town that doesn't do gift cards.
Right, exactly.
That's just the automatic. So there you go. Get up, put your sweaters on, put your hat, take a stroll, get yourself a coffee, meet your friends and neighbors, shop local first. Absolutely. Thank you, Lauren. I really appreciate you being here. I appreciate what you guys are doing for Local First Arizona. As a business owner, I appreciate that immensely, directly. So,
well, thank you for having us, and thanks for supporting our movement.
No problem. Happy holidays to you.
You too.
Check out localfirstaz.com. Lots of information for you there. And we'll be right back with more of the Verde Valley Experience, so don't go away.
Alvin and the Chipmunks want to remind you, bacteria can hide in food and make you ill.
Wow.
But you can keep bacteria from ruining your day with 4 simple steps. Clean.
I'm waiting for the rinse cycle.
Separate. Cook.
Fire in the hole!
And chill.
We chipmunks are notoriously tidy.
Check your steps. The road trip to food safety starts at foodsafety.gov.
I'm Jenny Garth, and as a mother of 3, I know kids worry about a lot of things. Getting enough food to eat shouldn't be one of them. But here in America, that is a real worry for 1 in 5 children. Even though we are one of the most food-rich countries in the world, 15 million children don't know where their next meal is coming from. This is unacceptable, and something the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks is working to solve. Instead of accepting that our country lets billions of pounds of surplus food go to waste every year, Feeding America has made it their mission to help families in need by rescuing this food. Through food pantries and meal programs, the nationwide network of food banks provides more than 3 billion meals, serving virtually every community in the United States, including yours. Join me in supporting Feeding America and your local food bank by visiting feedingamerica.org. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're feeding America.
And welcome back to the Verde Valley Experience. The Sedona Marathon is coming. Yay! It's that time again. It's coming up on February 7th. It's getting really close.
February 4th.
February 4th.
It was February 7th this year.
Dang the internet. Yes. That's why we do this.
Everything's right on the
That's why
internet.
we do this, David. So this is David Keeper, who is the Assistant Race Director. And we also have with us Keegan Moorcroft, who is the Public Relations Director for the Sedona Chamber of Commerce, here to talk about the Sedona Marathon this year.
Thank you
Yes.
for having us.
Wonderful. Best marathon in the world.
Well, that's what we think.
We
Yes,
agree.
for sure.
Well, it's the prettiest place, personally, if you're asking
Yeah,
me. So.
and it's a challenging course, but it's in a gorgeous place and perfect time of year for running conditions. It's cool,
Yes.
great elevation, and again, killer scenery.
Oh my gosh, yeah. If I had to run somewhere,
Yeah.
I would rather run
Not that
somewhere
you
with
ever have to,
scenery.
right?
Or you can walk.
That
so
is
for
true.
the walkers out there, young and old, there's a race for you.
That is true.
Exactly.
There's lots of different things going on. You don't have to do a full marathon. You can do a half marathon, a 5K, a 10K. You
Right.
can walk,
Yep.
saunter, skip,
Skip,
whatever makes you
run,
happy.
hold
Stroll.
hands.
Exactly.
jump.
Absolutely. Cartwheel, whatever makes you happy.
Well, it's a great opportunity to do something with your friends in a wonderful environment. you
Right.
know.
How many participants did you have last year, David?
Right about 3,000.
3,000.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
awesome.
And that's a really good size race for us, just based on what we put together. But it makes it a very intimate race. When you go and do things like the P.F. Chang's race down in Phoenix, the Rock and Roll Marathon, that's like 35,000 people.
Wow.
So this is wonderful, nice size, real intimate size.
Absolutely, which is great. I bet it brings in people from all over the world, though, doesn't it, Keegan?
All over the world. Last year there was 26 countries represented.
Wow.
It's just amazing. And some of these athletes come from, Nigeria, and they are world-class athletes. And then you have someone in our community who volunteers their time and just wants to get out there and be with their spouse or be with their
Right.
friends or be with their group.
Absolutely.
nice.
Yeah, we have some very interesting athletes that come and really take the marathon very seriously. People from all around the world, people who train from up in Flagstaff. We typically get our heads handed to us by the Flagstaff runners because they train at elevation.
Well, yeah.
But it's great to be able to do both a local 5K race that's really casual and fun, and then rub elbows with these athletes that are really, really high end.
Right, for sure. So break down the event for us, David. How does it start? Starts on Friday with a
Well, we have the expo where runners pick up their packets, and that's going to be at the Elks Lodge this year, Sedona Elks Lodge on Airport Road, and that runs from 2 p.m. until 8 p.m. on Friday evening. There's also the pasta feed on that night at the old Sedona Bar and Grill, which is fairly close to the Elks Lodge on 89A. And then the race on Saturday starts at 9 o'clock. With races departing every 10 minutes, starting with the marathon at 9, 9:10 for the half, and so on. It's a great opportunity to get out there in killer weather because it's cool. But we also have the race concourse, which we have probably about 30 different vendors and booths. We have really remarkable support. It is important to recognize that Northern Arizona Healthcare is our presenting partner, and they are hugely beneficial to us, and it's really in line with their mission of providing better health care for the community. So we're very, very grateful for their support and the fact that they provide the medical tent. We have a wonderful group from Verde Valley Myofascial Release that does the massages for the runners after the races, plus plenty of other stuff.
Very good. And where's the expo going to be held?
The expo's at the Elks Lodge, but the race concourse is right along Navoti Drive, which is behind the Sedona Medical Center, parallel to Highway 89A.
Right. Oh, very good. So right there on the course.
Exactly.
That's wonderful. So you can run and shop.
Well, that's just before the starting line.
You can warm up or post unwarm, whatever it's called.
Yeah. But the exhibitors there, they offer all kinds of food and hot beverages and healing creams. It's just there's everything a runner could hope for right there on the concourse and at the expo.
Yeah, and it's fun. I mean, it's great to see all these organizations, local schools come out, and you know, vendors. So it's a fun opportunity to do in our small town.
Oh yeah, absolutely. My daughter's school runs as a group.
Oh, good.
Every year. Of
What
course,
school she with?
Not my daughter, but it's other people at the school run. Desert Star. They do a little group. They have this wonderful, and they are, man, little athletes.
I know.
It is so fun to see that starting so early.
It's some of the little kids that run the fastest. I mean, they lap me.
Well, they have less windage.
Yeah.
This big.
And no body fat.
And not as much hair.
Right.
So the hair will slow you down.
Yeah.
They come out of the chute at starting gun, and it's just like, what? Calm down.
Oh, no. And they're not even caffeinated.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah, exactly.
A couple Red Bulls later, they'll be sprinting with the Olympians.
Oh my gosh. and how do you participate during the race weekend, Keegan?
I do social media.
Excellent.
For the race. So
that takes
on
a lot.
Facebook and Twitter, the handle's Sedona Marathon, pretty easy. So I'm posting live and taking photos, taking videos, interviewing athletes, taking photos of them crossing the line. And Pink Jeep Tours has a media Jeep where some media from around the Verde Valley all hop on and we go around the course on a Pink Jeep and get to take photos of everybody. It's just really fun.
And the award for the best aid station, too.
Oh, yeah. We have 10 aid stations, so every 2 miles, no matter what, there's going to be substance, water, Gatorade, blocks of that energy stuff that gets you all pumped up. And so they all dress up and they have a lot of fun. It's a really spirited aid station group.
Oh,
so it's
how
really
cool.
fun.
Yeah.
Now, do you still have space available for people who want to volunteer?
We do, yeah. Especially the aid stations. We have
Exactly.
several aid stations available. It's really great for maybe a restaurant or a store to get publicity, or even a community organization like a nonprofit who wants to get the word out there of who they are and how fun they are to volunteer for and what their mission is.
We had one aid station that dressed all up as zombies.
All
One
right.
year. You know, it's just a lot of fun just to get out there and add to the spirit of the event by cheering people on and having a great time yourself.
Absolutely. Do you still have space for sponsorships?
We do. We have sponsorship opportunities, we have volunteer opportunities, we have aid station opportunities, and no end of spectating opportunities. So if you don't do any of the above, you can always come out, cheer the runners on. It's really a very exciting day, very high energy, and there's just this whole, we're out here being healthy atmosphere that is very, very fun.
Especially for the new year.
Oh,
Right.
yeah.
Bring in
That
the
is a
new
great way to
year
start
and
the
train
new
for a
year.
marathon and get fit and then feel the accomplishment of
Right.
finishing such a really pretty difficult race.
Yeah.
No matter what course you're on, the 5K, 10K, half full, they're all pretty hilly, you know,
Yeah.
Sedona. So
Sure. That's
Yeah, there are
wonderful.
some challenging hills that
Absolutely.
we've gotten some comments about.
I bet.
You know, could you just flatten that
Flatten
one
that,
hill
grade
out?
that out a little bit.
Right.
So go to SedonaMarathon.com. Beautiful website, great pictures. I'm sure some of those you
Right.
took, most
Some of
likely.
them.
SedonaMarathon.com. It's got all your information about registration. We're coming to a close on a bunch of things.
I just wanted to tell people that they want to register before January 1st because there's a price bump on the 1st of January. So ask for a race registration for Christmas,
Okay.
and that'll get you in cheaper.
That's insider information
Right.
there. You heard it straight. Straight from David. Take that, put them. Hurry up, register now. SedonaMarathon.com. David, thank you for being here.
Thank you very much for
Thank
having
you
us.
guys so much. Keegan, thank you for being here
Our
too.
pleasure.
Appreciate it. See you at the races.
Yeah,
Happy
please do.
holidays.
Come out.
yes.
Check out SedonaMarathon.com and we'll be right back.
Thanks.
Your seat cushion can be used to grant wishes.
Who said that? Hello?
Really can, you know.
You talking to me?
Sure am. Because the airline miles or dollars you donate to Make-A-Wish can help send thousands of kids on their wish trips. So donate to Make-A-Wish today.
You really should, you know. You really should.
And give wishes wings. Because wishes work wonders.
Todd's a great guy. I mean, look at him. What a sweetheart. Attaboy. Wait, Todd, what are you doing? How totally selfish and un-Todd-like of you. Come on, Todd. Come on, man.
And welcome back to the Verde Valley Experience. We're now here with Jim Hostler, who is a mortgage advisor and reverse mortgage specialist with lots of good financial tidbits of information for us coming into the new year. Got to work on our fiscal responsibility here, don't we?
Yes, thanks, Jennifer. Thanks for having me.
Sure, thank you for being here.
You're welcome.
Now, I hear fiscal responsibility, I hear this boom, boom, boom. Oh, time to get serious now. Oh my gosh.
Heavy. Yes, no, not at all. I'd like to think of reverse mortgages as a financial planning tool, which typically when you get a mortgage, it's like, oh my God, let's go out and get the best rate and let's get it done. And you get the rate, you get the mortgage, and you're done. And a reverse mortgage is completely different. It is very diverse, and it's really fun to sit down with people and say, wow, what's your retirement planning goals? What do they look like? And whether that's paying off a house, whether that's getting additional income for a person, whether that's paying off a divorce decree, as I've had to do with a couple, to satisfy that and make life show up differently, shall we say. You can get a monthly income from it. So there's 4 different options on how to get money. And so the diversity of it, it's not a cookie cutter. It's the ability to sit down with people and understand, how's life showing up? And a recent study I read, 40% of the people plan on working until they drop. And a large part of that is because there's just not money there. Well, that's a great plan if you wake up and that day you drop. But what happens to the people that 30–40% of us, they say, may get dementia? That can last for years. What are you going to do for income when you can no longer work?
Right.
So that's one of the things to look at in that respect. There's what, I'll get the number, about 73% of Americans retiring have less than $100,000 saved. And $100,000, that's a lot of money, but then hold it.
Right.
We're living longer, so stretch that over decades, and it's like, ooh, That's a little short, perhaps.
Yeah, for sure.
And there's over $3 trillion with a T, $3 trillion of equity in the seniors' homes today in America. So that's a great place to start looking at a reverse mortgage and saying, can we leverage some of that? Can we get a monthly income? How great would it be if it's just a couple $100s to pay for their prescription drugs? What a peace of mind.
Right.
You know, if something happens and they need to modify their home so they can age in place and make it so it's wheelchair accessible, or the walker. You know, my dad now a year ago fell and broke his hip. Thank goodness for the Lions Club. They came and put a ramp on the front of the home. And he's healed from it. It's all good. But had it been a little bit worse, a lot of money really quick.
Yeah,
you know?
for sure. That's interesting.
So.
Now, who can get a reverse mortgage? I know you have to be 65, is that correct?
62.
62, right?
Yes. And they've changed. Now, let me segue back into that, because one of the myths about this, misconceptions, is that it's a loan of last choice, last resort. It's super expensive. And it's like, well, everything else has failed. Let's go take a look at this. And they have a bad reputation. Well, they deserve it from the past. You know, it's sort of like saying I bought a 1972 Pinto and that wasn't very good. I'm never going to buy a Ford again. But they've changed. And since the financial meltdown, there's been a lot of changes. And so now one of those changes is that one of the spouses has to be 62. But the other spouse doesn't have to be. So that's one of the features that it currently have. You can have a younger spouse. So 62 and your primary residence, and a good rule of thumb is you want 50% equity in your home. And the other thing, since 2009, you can actually buy a home with a reverse mortgage.
That's so interesting.
Yeah, and there's a lot of realtors that don't even know that right now. So yes, if say someone has, from the sale of a home, a couple $100,000, and they come out to the valley and they say, well, I'd like to have a house for $200,000. Well, what if the realtor was able to say, let's look at one for maybe $350,000 or $400,000? Wow, won't my wife like me?
Yeah.
You know? A lot bigger home. So it's a possibility.
That is so interesting. Yeah, it's so different now than it used to be.
Very much
absolutely true. Lots of different options, lots of ways to go about it. I mean, that's amazing. Getting yourself a more expensive home and making that work.
Yeah,
that's fantastic.
And never having a principal and interest payment for as long as you live there.
Wow.
So.
Wow.
And it's only one spouse. So if the couple buys the home today, fast forward 20, 30 years, and one of them has to go into a care facility, as long as one of the spouses stays there, they can still have the reverse mortgage. So that's, you know, and one of the other big misconceptions is, it's like, well, I take out a reverse mortgage today, and I fast forward and I want to sell my home. What do I do? You can sell it. And it's just like having a regular forward mortgage. You know, there's a balance there. You'll get a statement every month. You'll know how much you owe. And of course, when the home is sold, that mortgage needs to be paid off. But absolutely, God bless. Sell it and move on to do something else.
Wow. Wow, there's so many options. That is truly amazing.
Finance and excitement? Come on.
Yeah, well, I know. You know, it's not something I ever thought I'd say, but yes, that is very exciting, actually. Wow. How long have you been a reverse mortgage specialist now?
Only a couple years. I've been doing remortgages for over 25. Gray hair to prove it. But a couple years ago, I got introduced to the reverse mortgages. And I don't know, just with aging parents and myself pushing 60, I'm like, this is really interesting. And to be able to actually meet with people, discuss their goals, what do they want, what's important to them, and have a product that's so diverse that it's like, well, hold it. Do you want to postpone your Social Security income and take your reverse mortgage so that you can get more Social Security when you're 70 instead of 62? You know, or like I said earlier, it's like additional income, or pay off your mortgage. So, or one couple I just absolutely love, paid off their home, bought a motor coach, and they're out seeing the world right now. So it's like,
that's the best.
Let's just not say all medical. It's like, let's have fun with it too.
Absolutely. Well, gee, I'm sure you've got a lot of questions, because I've got a lot of questions. I mean, this was not nearly enough time to discuss this and get a good grasp on it. If anyone has any questions, how should they contact you?
Phone number would be great. 928-225-7418.
There you go. Easy. 225-7418. Give Jim a call if you've got any questions about reverse more. I know I've got like 40 of them, but we're out of time, unfortunately.
Thank you. I appreciate
so much for being here. Appreciate you. And I wish you a fiscally responsible new year.
Thank you so much, Jennifer.
And we'll be right back with more of The Experience, so don't go away.
They told me a bottle couldn't dream. That I would never become a superhero. But I learned how to fly. Just to come back in a new disguise. And be the hero that I've always wanted to be.
They're coming. Places, everybody.
Light check. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Everything looks good on our end.
And lights.
Come alive with the forest. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
This new dad is picturing a tree house in the sky, but he's ignoring the instructions. Good luck, big guy. His kids know that he's building without a clue. Never been so good with nails and glue. Now we're trapped inside a box. I hope mom knows what to do.
Mom!
Mom! See, you don't have to be perfect to be the perfect parent.
Thousands of siblings in foster care will take you just as you are.
Welcome back to the Verde Valley Experience. I am now sitting here with Billy Harvey, who is the director of the Runnin Wildlife Center out here in Cornville. This is a magnificent facility that you've created.
Thank you.
Can you tell us a little bit about what it is you do here?
Well, what we do is we take in all the injured animals from basically all over, from Flagstaff down to Mayer. We do our best to rehab them and get them back out into the wild. Those which we can't get back out into the wild, we provide permanent homes for. And if we can't provide them with a permanent home, we try to find a place where they can have a forever home.
For sure, for sure. And you see all kinds of different injuries in your animals. I mean, specifically just in the raptors, you're finding birds that have fallen out of the nests and hit by cars, and then that's a lot of work to put them back together.
Well, yeah, we have a team that works really well together. We have vet techs that help out and several veterinarians that donate their time and labor to the cause.
I bet, but you work 24/7.
Yeah.
365, actually probably more like 14.
Don't remind me.
Now you've got all kinds of different species. You've got birds here. We saw you had types of goats and cattle, and you have wallaby. What species are they? Kangaroo?
Yeah, wallabies are like miniature kangaroos.
Right, and an alpaca, and all kinds of interesting things here that all have backstories to them, and they're all looking fabulous. You're doing a great job.
Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. Now, I understand that you have some animals, the ones that are not releasable into the wild, that you call ed birds or ed animals. Now, explain that program.
Well, what happens is if the animal is non-releasable, then we have to go to the federal government and explain that it's with a doctor's note, of course, and show that the animal is non-releasable, in which case we have to build a facility that's adequate and that's up to their regulations and specs, and then we're able to place the animal in it and use it for outreach programs, whether we go to schools or if it's just here as a permanent display animal. Some animals we just can't bring to schools, like a coyote or
Right,
a
sure.
raccoon.
Right, though the kids would love it. I know they would absolutely love it. Now, the difference between you and another wildlife facility, the difference with the Runnin W Wildlife Center is you're not a zoo, you're not an attraction, but you do education and you do have internships.
Yes, we do, and we provide we do it all year long. It just depends. Our busiest season is from May all the way through August, which is our baby season and our grow-off season and our re-release season. Our fall season really is getting our permits together, writing for our grants, because we're a nonprofit organization, and we get all of our funding through individuals donating and through the grant process. So there's always something going on,
And it's amazing that you get all your funding through grants and donations. That's impressive. I mean, and if you are interested, perhaps donating to the Runnin W Wildlife Center, check out Runnin W. Now there's no G, so it's just runninw.com. Great website, lots of information, pictures of the animals that are here, ways that you can donate, ways that you can volunteer if you want to get involved in internship, you want more information about that, general background history, all good stuff there at runninw.com. Now the internships are really cool. The education programs that you run here with the schools and with the kids and all kinds of stuff. You are so busy.
I know.
He's sitting down. This is probably something you never do.
Not really,
You
no.
sit down. I
Yeah.
know. And just think of the grocery list. I mean, you've got mice and rats.
All the good stuff.
All the ones you go to Safeway.
Helps you grow.
Yeah, just making breakfast for the raptors has to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Every day, for sure.
Well, all of them, they all have different diets. So.
Right, yeah, just you're a full-time cook and bottle washer.
Yeah.
That's something. Now you're going to be doing some releases here soon. Who's coming up for release?
We've got some Cooper's hawks. We've got about 6 of them. 2, what do you call them? Night herons, a black hawk. Further down the road, we'll have a great horned, a Swainson's, a red tail, and who knows what else.
Wow.
Oh, and we'll have a screech owl too, but he's still kind of recovering.
That's great. And all of them came in injured in some way. Someone contacted Game and Fish, and then they contacted you, and you'd get in there and pick them up and bring them back here. It's nice how closely you work with Game and Fish.
Well, we work with Game and Fish and the Forest Service and individuals. If they find something on their property and it's injured or there's a baby, we'll do what we can to help them. We don't necessarily go out to the property because, again, I'm stuck here 24/7. So we have other individuals that do drive and help us out with that particular part of the business.
What would you suggest for someone who stumbles across an injured wild animal? There's got to be some, like, 3 basic rules.
Well, one basic rule is if it's a mammal, always be cautious, because there are such things as zoonotic diseases, which can transfer from the animal to humans relatively easy, like rabies or bubonic plague or things of that nature. People sometimes just don't realize it. They don't, or they're just not aware that, you know, you can get bubonic plague just from a flea jumping from the animal onto you or something of that nature. The hawks and the owls, people, I think, are, when they usually find the babies, they're a little bit more apprehensive with them. But they're highly regulated by the federal government, and never take those in and thinking that you're going to have it as a pet or become a master falconer, because it's probably not going to happen.
That's really hard, by the way. Master falconer is really, really hard. So first of all, be cautious. Wild animals carry interesting things that we don't want to pick up, of course, and of course you don't want to be bitten or anything like that. And then, you know what? It may not be legal to even have it. So you want to go ahead and call Game and Fish or call Wildlife Control or Animal Control, or somebody will get you into where you need to be. And if they need to come to the Runnin W, they'll have a wonderful life. I can guarantee you that. Billy, it was wonderful to be here. Thank you for showing us around. Thank you for what you're doing.
Thank you.
Okay, check out runninw.com. Volunteer, donate, intern. Get your kids educated about wildlife and rehabilitation. runninw.com. And we'll be right back, so don't go.
Don't wait. Communicate. Make your emergency plan today.
This is the story of a boy who is very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where nothing could get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. It made him feel uncomfortable. One day, he found out he had something called autism. His family got him help. And slowly, he learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Very much. That was beautiful.
Thank you.
And complicated. That's a complicated song, everybody. There was a lot going on.
It was actually written in the 1600s.
Wow.
Yeah.
No wonder.
By a man named
more complicated
Praetorius.
back then.
Yeah.
Well, these are the Verde Valley Voices, really some, right, Joy?
Yes.
These are some.
This is actually, we have two new choirs, one a women's choir called Bella Voce and one a mixed choir called The Notables.
Wow.
And this is The Notables.
Well, hello, this is The Notables.
So
Verde Valley Voices Notables, thank you all very much for being here. And this is Joy Simons, who is the choir director. She's been unanimously voted that.
Yes, although for that song, Rod Jumble
there we
was
go.
the choir director.
Thank you, Rod.
Thank you,
Beautiful
Rod.
job. That was, wow, you're amazing. That was
thank you.
So beautiful, spot on, gorgeous.
Thank
wow. Wow. How often do you guys rehearse?
We rehearse every Tuesday at Immaculate Conception Church out on 89A for 2 hours, from 6:30 to 8:30. So they've been rehearsing since September to get ready for the Christmas concert, which is the 18th of December in the same place.
Yes, at Immaculate Conception Church here in Cottonwood. That starts at 3.
3 o'clock
Doors
Sunday
open.
afternoon. Doors open at 2:15.
Very good.
You can buy tickets at the door. They're $10, or we have some ticket outlets at Mount Hope Foods, Verde Floral, Sweet Grace in Camp Verde, and one more in Desert Dancer in Cottonwood.
There you go. And only $10.
That's right.
That's really cheap. You can't even have lunch for $10.
No,
anymore.
you can't. But you
Let
can
alone
have a
performance.
glorious musical afternoon for $10.
Oh my gosh! I don't know about you, but I'm always moved to tears.
Oh.
I always cry when I see
Kleenex.
or hear choirs sing. It's the most beautiful thing. I mean, the human voice is my favorite instrument.
Yes.
I mean, really, and when you get everyone working together so cohesively, it's just beautiful.
Yeah, they're fun to work with.
And the determination and that everyone wants to be here and be part of it and put that forth is just stunning. So I applaud you all. And really, it's just gorgeous music. And of course, Christmas music is some of the best stuff.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
it is.
What kind of things will you be doing for your Christmas concert?
We're running the gamut. We're doing everything from I Want a Hippopotamus for Christmas to some Latin pieces that are absolutely beautiful, that are prayers. We're doing a beautiful arrangement of Silent Night. 2 of the pieces we're doing here are It's the Most Wonderful Time of the Year and a doo-wop arrangement of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. So, you know, it just runs the gamut. It's fun.
That's great.
Yeah.
And I had never heard that first song that you performed before.
It's called Lo How a Rose. It was written by a man named Praetorius in the early 1600s.
Wow.
And that's when they wrote for the big, huge cathedrals with all the echo all around, and that's the kind of place we're singing in on Sunday. So actually at the I don't want to ruin it, but it's really cool. We got
I know, I bet it is.
We're doing special effects. The first 2 numbers are special effects, and this is one of the first 2 numbers. So yeah, we're really going to play with the room. It's going to be fun.
Gosh, I mean, it's the sound quality you got with just the 15 of you here. You sounded like 50 in this little studio. That's how beautiful that worked.
Well, they work hard.
Yeah.
They work hard. They're a joy to work with. I love them, and they work really, really hard.
Members do you have now?
We have 90 singing members in the
90?
choir. Yeah.
Wow.
9. That's a huge choir. It's glorious.
Thank you for not bringing them all today.
I know! There would be no room for us.
That would be challenging. Very wide angle. Too fun. And how long have you been the choir director, Joy?
I have been, well, I was the original choir director when the Verde Valley Voices started 20 years ago.
20 years, by the way.
We're celebrating 20 years.
20 years.
I was, for the first 5 years, I was the director. Then Beverly Hall did it for 15. They had one person from NAU come down and do it for a year. And then last year was the return of Joy.
You love that. That's awesome. You even sing. Do you sing at home all the time?
I do
now?
all the time, yeah. It's just, I just love it. It's such an honor and such a blessing to be back in front of these people again and being part of the Verde Valley Voices again. I just love it.
Absolutely. And it's a blessing that you all have been blessed with beautiful voices, too.
That
That's
is true,
absolutely
too. Yes.
wonderful.
Yes.
Now, your website, verdevalleyvoices.org. Beautiful website. Has all the information you need about the Christmas concert, which is happening on December 18th. Doors open at 2:15. Concert starts at 3. It's only $10, and if you're under 12, it's free.
It's free under 12.
You can bring all the kids.
There's also information on the website about how to join the Verde Valley Voices. We are a non-audition choir. If you want to sing, the door's open.
That's wonderful.
Which again is remarkable, considering none of these people auditioned to be here. We just all came together because we love to sing.
It's just gorgeous. It's just gorgeous. Well, thank you for being here. You come every year, and I really appreciate that.
Thank you. We love it.
Yes,
we love it. It's fun.
I love holiday music, and to have it performed live is just so wonderful. So thank each and every one of you guys for being here today. Thank you for warming up. We really enjoyed their performance outside before the show, too. It was special.
Entertainment is our
awesome.
business.
Thank you. I will leave you to sing more songs, and thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Great.
I appreciate all you guys. Have a wonderful holiday season.
Thank you.
Happy holidays to everyone as well, too. And thank you for watching the Verde Valley Experience. We'll be back again next week, so check us out. You can check us out on verdevalleytv.com. You can check us out on YouTube. You can check us out on our Facebook page. But don't go away. I will leave you with the Verde Valley Voices.
And I'd like to introduce our piano player before we start, Miss Nancy Bright. And we're going to begin this portion of the program with "It's the Most Wonderful Time of the Year," and then we'll sing after that doo-wop arrangement of Rudolph that I told you about. So here we are, the notables.
It's the most wonderful time of the year, with the kids jingle belling and everyone telling you be of good cheer. It's the most wonderful time of the year. It's the happiest season of all, with those holiday greetings and gay happy meetings when friends come to call. It's the happiest season of all. There'll be parties for roasting, marshmallows for toasting, and caroling out in the snow. There'll be scary ghost stories and tales of the glories of Christmases long, long ago. It's the most wonderful time of the year. There'll be much mistletoeing and hearts will be glowing when loved ones are near. It's the most wonderful time. It's the most wonderful time. It's the most wonderful time of the year.
Our soloist for this piece is Mr. David Eitzen.
You know Dasher and Dancer and Prancer and Vixen, Comet and Cupid and Donner and Blitzen. But do you recall the most famous reindeer of all? Dip-de-dip-de-dip-de-dip-de-Rudy, the red-nosed reindeer, Rudy. We're talking Rudolph, oh, we're talking reindeer, Rudy. We're talking Rudolph, oh, we're talking reindeer, Rudy. We're talking red-nosed, oh, we're talking reindeer, and a very shiny, oh, we're talking reindeer, and we're talking ever-so-lucky reindeer. You would even say Rudolph's. Only on the reindeer used to laugh and call him Baby of the reindeer, Rudolph the reindeer, joining every reindeer games. Then one foggy Christmas Eve, Santa came to say, "Along with your nose so bright, won't you guide my sleigh tonight?" Then how the reindeer, as they started out with all the reindeer left here. Rudolph on the red-nosed reindeer, you go down in the story. We're talking reindeer, oh, we're talking reindeer. Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer walked. Santa came to say, "Rudolph, with your nose so bright, won't you guide our sleigh tonight?" Hominy, 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 hominy. Then how the reindeer loved the reindeer, as they shouted out with glee, reindeer. Rudolph on the red-nosed reindeer, you go down in history. You go down in history. That means forever. You go down in history.
Yes.